Hey everybody, and welcome to week 2 of Groups at Home as we have been walking through and navigating what it looks like to be a rooted church in the city, for generations to come. My prayer for you in this night is that you could breathe a little bit, engage in conversation and community a little bit, and again, collectively, dream about the church that Jesus was dreaming of when he said, "On this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Today, I want to draw our attention to the reality that the church that Jesus dreams of is rooted in and established in love. You know, John 3:16 and 17 says that for God so loved the world that he sent his son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. And I think it's really important that in the midst of this world and our time together as the church, that we worship together, we grow together, but we are rooted and established in the love of God. The first church got this as they shared needs with one another, as they shared meals together, as they opened up their homes, as you are doing right now, and practiced hospitality and generosity together. But beyond that, they loved one another. They loved their neighbor really well. They took Jesus' words to love your neighbor as yourself, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. They heard Jesus' words that says, by this, the world will know that you are my disciples in the way that you love one another. And then they put that love, not just as a feeling, not just as a nicety, but they put that love into practice. They put that love into action. I was reading recently about how the plagues hit the church in the 2nd and 3rd centuries. They were devastating the Roman Empire, and most fled cities to avoid infection of the plague. But Christians stayed as a display, as an act of love. Dionysius of Alexandria wrote this about believers in that time, that they visited the sick without thought of their own danger, caring for them and ministering to them in Christ. And what a powerful line. They visited the sick without thought of their own danger, caring for them and ministering to them in Christ. I just think that history tells the story of followers of Jesus being overwhelmed with the love of God and being driven to love others with that overwhelming love of God by caring for the sick. We see throughout history that the first church started to educate children and women, give value to women and children. The church was where hospitals really started to spring up through the movement of the love of God in and through the church. The church has always been rooted in the love of God, receiving it, being known as a much loved son or daughter of God, and then sharing it, walking out the love of God in neighborhoods, in streets. So maybe something to chew on in your group together tonight is, what does that look like for you and me today in 2025 America? What is like a Dionysius kind of line that could be stated of us? But they waded into the depths of despair with those on the margins. But they loved their neighbors patiently as they, battled over HOA issues. I don't know what it looks like for you and me, but what would it look like for a church today in 2026 America to be rooted and established in love? My prayer is that the discussion tonight would just be honest and real, and that you would encourage one another in the love of God, because the world will know us by our love.